Good day and welcome to the channel. It's Pain in the Patoot here with another tips video. Today's tips video is dealing with spawn points. Why spawn points, you say? Well, have you ever gone into the game and died immediately after spawning in? If the answer is yes, then spawn points are important, and what I would like to show you is what I do or what I think is important regarding spawn points, and maybe a little bit on how to deal with it. So here's a nice tool for the Tarkov enthusiast. It's called Map Genie. It's free. There is a couple of maps that are actually locked and you have to pay for them, but I'll go into interchange because it's one of my favorite maps. It does, I'll note also a key tool talking about the various keys, a tool for ammo, and a quest tool to give you some information. Please be aware that after the coming wipe, going to version 13, this will be out of date until they can bring it up to date. But thought I would show you this in the last few days before the wipe, so you can think about it and maybe be ready for pre-wipe or post-wipe into version 13. They would have to add the streets map here to be up to date. Okay, interchange. So this is what you get. Let me hide a couple of things here. And it is interactive, so you can select items that you want to look at for sure. We want to talk about spawn points, so I'm going to hide everything and then click on spawn points. So these are, on this map, interchange, all of the spawn points, all of the points where you could spawn in as a player on this game. So let's come in here a bit more, a little tighter, and I'm going to talk specifically about the Emercon extract point. It's the extract point, but it's also a spawn point. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, this picture might help. You can see that this is the extraction point called Emercon. On the map, you usually have to go here or here to extract. The spawn point is where this tree is. It's behind these two tents. So back to the map, and you can kind of see there's the two tents, there's the trucks, truck. All right. So here is all of the places where somebody could spawn in at the same time as you are spawning in here. So I think you can see what the problem is going to be. You want to get here to Oli or here to the food store, or maybe you want to run down the road to the power station, which is down there. There's also a spawn point there. Or you might want to run along the wall here and do the scav run that I do, or just, it's a loot run. So there's a number of stashes along here that you can go to. The problem with doing that is you potentially could have somebody spawning here, or here, or here, or here, that it's going to stop you. If you want to go into the mall, you have to worry about maybe somebody there, or there, or there, or there. So now I think you see the purpose of this and why it's important to understand exactly where you have spawned in on any particular map and where your opposition would potentially spawn in as well. Now, most of the time, these guys are just going to run into the building the same as you, but they may decide to not do that. They may decide that what they want to do is they want to attack. So they want to be able to take advantage of it. Maybe they have a task they need to do where they need PMC kills. I'm not sure what, but you're going to spawn in here. Oop, come on, and there. So if you spawn in here and you want to get in here, what do? Well, you have to be aware that these guys could start coming to you. This guy typically just goes and stands here. And there isn't much else you can do but fight them. But being aware that this is what's going to happen to you and keeping your head up and looking around rather than just kind of focusing on running into here is going to be what you need to do. That is how you get from here into the mall and live. If you don't pay attention, you will die because one of these guys maybe sticks around and does it. So from here you can run along the wall, and you don't have to worry about him and these guys here. This person maybe can get a shot at you, but you don't have to worry about them. You run along the wall, you have to worry about these guys. If you do what I normally do, which is follow the ditch along here, these guys may be able to come in and beat you there, depends on what their stamina is. You really then only have to worry about this guy and potentially if one of these two have moved into there. But you could stop here and have a look, especially if you have a scope for the guy here. If you don't see him, then you run in all the way into here and go underneath. Or run up the ramp. I typically go underneath because I'm not sure about this guy. So the whole point of this little video is to, one, get to know the spawn points either using the map or simply each time you spawn in, take note of where you are as relating to where you spawned last time. Have a plan, what you're going to do, which way you're going to go, and be aware of the possibilities of attack from somebody else along any of these routes that you do. If you get a more advantageous, if you were to spawn up here, then you might want to think about attack. So you be the one that moves here and waits for this guy to come up here. And I have a little video I'm going to tack on to the end of me doing just that. If you spawn at one of these points, you may want to come over at here and see if you can catch me running into catch somebody else running into the building. This guy probably won't spawn if you spawn here, but you never know. So keep your head up when you're running, but be aware of where the other guys potentially can come from. So this guy is one of the farthest spawns behind. The one nice thing is you don't have to worry about anybody coming in behind. Whereas if I spawn here and I choose not to go here, but if I went down on the loot run, I have to be aware that people can come in behind me and attack me. So it's situational, maybe more positional awareness of where you are and where the threats can be coming from, possibly coming from. I mean, once you get into the mall, then it's totally off because everybody can come from anywhere. But most of the time, a lot of the danger is in the first minute of the raid, getting from your spawn point all the way in. Never stay around, hang around in your spawn point. Get into the building if you need to do something else. When you're coming in, if you're following, again, this route, keep an eye, look here for something, look, and then look this way, and then look this way. So that is the point of this video, is to tell you how important it is for you to learn the spawn points of every map, and when you spawn in, quickly assessing where you are and where your threats are coming from, moving away from those threats or to those threats if you want to be very aggressive. So that's it for this video. If you think this is of some value, I wouldn't mind if you could do me a like or maybe subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. I can answer questions if you put them into the comment section. I'll try to do them in a timely fashion, but I do work for a living, so I don't always have perfect amount of time. And the final note is, here's this wonderful tool called Map Genie, which can do all kinds of interesting stuff. If you want to know where the keys potentially could spawn on this map, the crates, whether potentially you can get armor. Where I find something like this would be handy to have on a laptop or a tablet beside me is, on the fly if you want to do things. But the big thing that I would often run into is I'm looking for medicine. So if I get damaged pretty heavily and I run out of healing, I'm going to be looking for meds. And it's nice to know on this map exactly where I potentially can find meds. So again, this is a really good tool to be used in conjunction with the good old Tarkov Wiki, which I've talked about previously, and it just disappeared. There we go. So this is the interchange map. There's lots of useful information here. These are more maps for inside the buildings with more detail. And There is also some information about specific items, and there's a little bit about Killa, which is the boss for interchange, and you can see how much higher his hit points are on each one of his extremities than what you get. And it talks about what guns he may have when he spawns in, and also what ammunition he may have on his body if you manage to kill him, which is not easy, believe me. So, those are the two tools that I use quite often, Map Genie and Tarkov Wiki. And once again, this is the end of the map. This is the end of the video. Thanks for stopping by. His wife also plays Tarkov, so the two of them went in, and she was in his position, and oh my God, sure enough, you could see her clearly, clear as day. Absolutely no absolutely no blockage by the wall. It was incredible. So I had a whole new outlook on. Sorry. I'm going to do a little video sometime about this. But I had a whole new outlook on thinking about cheaters and people that I've reported.